my name is Derek from Tomcat Gas Training and welcome to episode 4 on ACS revision in 10 minutes or less. I actually nearly made it in part 3, nearly got to 10 minutes, so hopefully in this one we're going to smash it and do it in less than 10 minutes. So today's video is on gas rating, but it's gas rating for a G4 gas meter. But before we get into this, why don't you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell, because you want YouTube to tell you when I'm uploading another video. So, because I've only got 10 minutes and I need to get this smashed, let's get on with it. Now, there are a few ways of gas rating, and they're all pretty much of a muchness. Some are easy, some are hard, but I've always been a big believer of understanding how you get the figures. There are also apps out there for you to do this, and I see a lot of comments in my videos on when I've done this before and use apps. Can't use apps in the ACS centre, guys. You can't take your phone in there, so you need to know how to do this. And every gas engineer who comes here for reassessment has no clue about gas rating, because they get lazy and just use apps. It's a dead straightforward calculation, so this is how we do it. So the first thing we need to do when we're gas rating is pick what we're going to gas rate. So if we're doing a cooker, we gas rate the individual rings one by one, not 3, like I see a lot of comments of. That's working pressure at the meter. So we would gas rate the rings individually, and the reason why we do that is because one could be overgassed, one could be undergassed. Then we do the grill and the oven and so on. If we're doing a boiler, we would gas rate on central heating and we would gas rate on hot water. We wouldn't be putting it on the high and low, because that's for flue gas analysing. If we're doing a fire, we're putting it on maximum. So we're going to do a combi boiler, so we've turned the hot tap on and we've let it run for a few seconds just so the burner goes fully up and into full fire. So we've got turn the appliance on full rate, we've done that. Number 2, take the first reading of the test index. So if we're on a G4 meter, we've got figures at the end in red. They're the figures we need, but we also need our point as well. It doesn't really matter about this figure, unless this one is 9 and it jumps that one up, but you could put 0 there if you wanted to. I've just put 1.111. So that's my first reading, and I wait till this figure gets to a full figure. Then I time for 2 minutes. Okay, after I've done the 2 minutes, without turning the appliance off, I can just take my second reading, which in this situation I've got 1.197. Then I can go and turn my appliance off. So if we look at these two figures, we've got 1.197, which was our second reading. We need to take away our first reading, which is 1.111, which gives us a total of 0.086 meters cubed over 2 minutes. But we need to turn this into kilowatt hours. So we need to take this figure of 0.086 and times it by 30. The reason why we times it by 30 is because we've done 2 minutes. Times 2 minutes by 30 gives us 60 minutes, which gives us an hour. So we've now got 2.58 meters cubed an hour gross of a gas consumption. Okay, so that is a gross figure. So if the benchmark scheme wanted to know what your meters cubed an hour was, it would be 2.58 meters cubed an hour gross, not net. So then we take this 2.58 and we times it by 38.7. And the reason why we're using 38.7, because the gross calorific value of natural gas, as we speak, which is an average across the country, is 38.76. We're not really worried about the 6, because we might just do it to 1 decimal point. But you could actually put the 6 there if you like. So we've got 38.7. So 2.58 times 38.7 gives us 99.846 megajoules. Megajoules is the amount of energy we've got in the gas. Now we need to turn this into kilowatts. So we take this 99.846, divide it by 3.6. The reason why we use 3.6 is because there's been an average of 3.6 megajoules per kilowatt. And again, this is an average across the country, which gives us 27.73 kilowatts gross. But we need a net figure. So since 2000, the year 2000, all gas appliances now have their data badge kilowatts in net. So you can pretty much say before 2000 it was gross, and it will tell you on the data badge, but if the appliance was manufactured after the year 2000, it will be a net figure. So we take this 27.735, we divide it by 1.11 because that turns gross to net for natural gas, okay, different figures for LPG, and it comes out at 24.98 kilowatts net. So 25 kilowatts. Now there is a shortcut version of this, but I always like to teach this way because you understand the figures a bit more. So the shortcut way is basically your 2-minute reading times 30 times 10.76 gives you your kilowatts gross, not net, gross. So if we do 38.76, our calorific value of gas, and we divide it by 3.6, that gives us our 10.6. So this is where the 10.76 comes from. Okay? So if we do our meters cubed an hour, which is 2.58 times 10.76, gives us 27.76 kilowatts gross. And we do the 27.76 divided by 1.11 gives us our 25 kilowatts. So minusing that 6 there gives us a little bit of a different reading, but nothing spectacular. So that's how you gas rate with a G4 gas meter. Now you'll hear a lot about your figure has to be within 5% under and 10% over. That's not written down anywhere. That's not in any kind of regulations or any training manuals or any manufacturer's instructions. They don't say that. That's just a figure what's been made up by engineers, I think, just to give you some band of whether you think it's right or wrong. Okay? Engineers' judgment needs to come in here once you gas rate, especially if you gas rate in a fire or you gas rate in a cooker, because they should be really bang on what you've actually got, okay, in the manufacturer's instructions. Boilers are a little bit different because they modulate. So, if you've liked this video, why don't you give me that thumbs up or leave a constructive comment down below. If there are any other subjects you want me to cover in less than 10 minutes, put it down in the comments below. But don't forget to hit that notification bell because you want YouTube to tell you when I'm uploading these videos. All I've got left to say is, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and hopefully in this video I've met the 10 minutes. Cheers guys.